happening? You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast episode Who Knows Anymore. We got Crawler here today. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? It's Crawler coming at you.
We got Leo joining us as well. He's one of the captains in the Smash League. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
The infamous Toon Link that everybody knows and loves and hates to get hit by boomerangs by.
Reigning N64 Josh tournament champion, right?
Yeah, from last tournament. That's right. So, it's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy week. Like, we just did this on Sunday. We're already doing it again, and if you guys are watching this, you're seeing.
And we get to gloat a little bit because we were right.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But if you're watching this, you're seeing what's his name? Seraph Raff or something like that.
I'm gonna let you hang yourself.
No, I just love saying it wrong on purpose, you know. So
what's that there, Sephiroth?
Yeah, Sephiroth. He went to the Angel store and he could only afford one wing. I don't know what's going on with this poor guy, but
half off at the Halloween store.
I think so. I don't know. How do you end up with one Angel?
November 1st, almost go.
He's like, he only shaves one half of his back, apparently. The other half just lets it go. I don't know. But Kirby, of course, looks amazing with his sweet blonde locks or white locks, whatever. And yeah. So before we get started, we do have the Smash League happening in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. Go and sign up. We're kind of just using December at this point just to get people to sign up. And come January, we'll get the teams put together and get this thing rolling. And it's like we're just starting from zero. Like, we don't even really know what we're doing exactly, but we've got I feel like we've got a good idea, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get better at Smash. I can tell you that much. So, that's in the Discord. Like I said, n64josh.com/Discord. I have started doing new YouTube videos where instead of I will still have the no commentary gameplay because I know some people like that, but you're also going to see me doing some live commentary of my gameplay. And as well, tonight, I think following this show, we're going to record an episode of Fight Club where it just goes on YouTube, and we're just going to break down exactly what we're seeing in these matches and maybe what they could do better, what they were doing good, and just as a learning tool. So we'll be doing one of those right after this show. You can check that out on youtube.com/n64josh. With that, Crawler, how's your week in Smash been?
I mean, since we played or since we talked on Sunday, it's been quite a bit. I mean, been keeping busy, grinding GSP, mainly playing Corrin. Today, I rushed home from work after having I jumped in cold. All I had was some screenshots from Wario 64 that I was going off of. I had misread the boss challenge initially and thought it was only going to be a 2-hour window from 4 to 6 my time, and I was like, oh god, I gotta get home and do it quick. And then I looked a little bit closer and it said the 20 seconds, so I was like, oh okay, so I got time. But that was my initial reaction, was like, I gotta get home quick from work. I only got minutes by the time I get home. But yeah, so I jumped in cold. I didn't really know any of Sephiroth's moves, and I was fighting him as Corrin, and I jumped in because I'm a glutton for punishment on very hard off the bat, because that's how I wanted to beat it. And you're at a 50 hit point disadvantage, and it's stamina mode. And I banged my head against the wall for quite a bit, trying to win straight up with Corrin, and she just doesn't have, at least in my repertoire, the HP output to chain that together to be able to win a stamina battle against an expert computer with the recovery that he has on expert mode is ridiculous. I had a false finish on a 2-frame that sent him meteoring down towards the bottom blast zone, and he must have been in angel mode already at that point and climbed all the way back up with that up B and double jump or triple jump or whatever it becomes. And I was pretty upset about that. And then I got a few matches down to like 18 and 30%, I think, a few times. And so just really frustrating to get like 75 HP quickly just taken off if he gets the chain going of just damage that he can deal out. So I had to resort to King K. Rool, and even on expert mode, I was able to spam crowns and cannonball blunderbuss shots and was able to win it out.
There you go.
That's how I unlocked it. And then I went back and did normal and easy, and that's too easy. So
For sure.
It was very easy.
Yeah, Leo, how was it for you?
Yeah, I was excited. I actually have never played Final Fantasy VII, but I had a phase in my life before I had kids where I would watch a lot of walkthroughs of games just because even if I didn't play the game, I wanted to kind of experience it. So watching that and the movie, the Advent Children movie, kind of got me hyped for Sephiroth. So I jumped in as soon as I could, and I decided that I was going to stream it, and I did the easy mode first and saw that I unlocked it. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can kind of find my time. But I went into very hard after I beat normal, which was also easy. And I got cheesed a couple times. I wasn't expecting just how good very hard was compared to easy and normal. Like the jump was a little off-putting. I wasn't expecting it, but
so much spot dodging. So much spot dodging.
Yeah, a lot. And even parrying and teching like perfectly. It was pretty much a level 9, I want to say. But you know, once I got it down a little bit, I obviously being a Toon Link player and just wanting to have comfortability while I played the computer, I stuck with Toon Link and got it maybe on my like 5th or 6th try for very hard.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I fired it up, and the first time through, I didn't know it was stamina mode, right? So I'm looking at him and I'm like, he's at 140. Like, I'm sending this guy home. You know what I mean? Not realizing that I had only done 60 damage. And then I'm like watching, I'm like, I know he's hit me more than I've hit him. Why is my percentage lower? I don't understand. What is happening right now? And then I see there's only one stock each, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. What is going on? So he got the last hit on me, and then chat was like, it's stamina, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I started again, and it was going okay, but it wasn't going great. I was like, I was like, I gotta win this with a little bit of flair, and so I ended up following him off the stage and spiking him, and he couldn't get back. He got close, but he wasn't able to get back onto the stage, and so I was able to do it my second try. And you can watch it if you guys want to watch it. It is up on YouTube right now. I just finished uploading it. Because I mean, I didn't know what to expect, you know, like, and then as I'm uploading it, I see like, I see some different pros. They're like, well, it took me 48 seconds on very hard. Like, you know, like they're just like, yeah, this wasn't. And so I think it's interesting because I almost wish it was like a level 15 bot or something where it was like, it was extremely difficult, like something that we would have to like to work at, or like, you know, like what Crawler did where he ended up kind of cheesing it with King K. Rool, where it was like, almost like something the community would have to come together and like, hey, what are some strats on this thing, you know, not just like
legit tactics, legit.
So but I like that kind of stuff, you know. I thought another way they could have done it was like, once X amount of people have beat him, maybe, you know, like I love anything that's like community focused, right? Anything that like has us all working towards a common goal. So, but lo and behold, he's out. Crawler and I have been playing him against him in GSP before this. I had one guy that just would not stop. He would not stop rematching me, and I was like, all right, if this is what you want. So he helped out my GSP, so shout out to that guy.
Perfect day to farm GSP is the first day a new character comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So but still sitting around that 6 million mark. So still got a ways to go. Crawler, you're in the same boat, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm back up right around 6 million.
So we're working on it, but let's talk about this character. I feel like Sakurai did a great, just an amazing job during the presentation, going in and talking about 13 frames, 15 frames. Like, he's given us frame data about certain attacks, and he was like, oh, wait a minute. This is only for people that play in tournaments. The rest of you guys don't care about this, do you? I shouldn't say this on the stream or whatever whatever he said. And also the stage, we kind of talked about it before the show. His stage very much looks like it's going to be a legal stage, and we really haven't seen any stages that have been legal stages for competitive play at all, really. I mean,
we had initial hope for the Phantom Thieves stage with Joker a little bit until the base model of that stage doesn't have the van ride through the stage on regular or something like that. Something that threw it off just a little bit.
Yeah,
because everyone was excited for a stage that had it was 2-tiered with different level platforms, and everyone kind of liked that slant on it as being a legal stage. But then there was, I forget what it was, but I think it was something of a hazard that came in that didn't make it viable.
That's weird that even with hazards off, that would still roll through,
Yeah,
I think it was just a visual thing, but either way, that might have been what they were discussing, is like it's distracting or it can throw an opponent off or something like that.
Which, if they're going to complain about distracting, then I think this stage might be out too. But
well, yeah, but I mean, Final Destination shouldn't even be in at that point. I mean, that can get a little bit crazy, Yeah,
especially the sound. If you're just doing tournament matches with Final Destination are nerve wracking sometimes, because it's just like you're hearing a jet engine in your ear sometimes.
Right, exactly. But I feel like I don't think this is it's not like the exception. Every character, I feel like they really handle with care. You know what I mean? They are trying to make every one of these characters as true to form as they can. And I feel like some of it they get to have a little bit of fun with, like the final smash for Sephiroth, where he does multiple like different things to different characters depending on how many people he hits at once. Not something we're ever going to mess with in the mode we play, but still pretty cool to see, like, one character loses shield, another character's controls are reversed, and someone else gets sent to oblivion, like.
Yeah, and there's like 5 or 6 different effects that can happen. Like you can get the flower, which just ticks damage. You can go to sleep, which is a nod to Final Fantasy, because characters can be put to sleep there in battle. And then there's the high damage blast, and then there's the confusion with the reversed controls, and then shield break as well. So there's a handful. It was just the 3 that were that example happened to be those 3 things that you saw, was the shield break, the reverse controls, and damage blast.
The initial word from chat, as they're watching it, they're like, I don't know, I think he's gonna have to be nerfed. But like, do you guys get that impression after playing? I mean, I know we've only played, he's only been out a few hours, but like, I feel like he's pretty well balanced. I mean, I'm sure there's certain matchups that are going to be, incredibly difficult for him, but it was like, and maybe once we hit some real high level play, maybe at that point we'll see. But I don't get the easy button vibes that was Bayonetta in 4. Do you guys?
No, and it's like the pixel perfect recovery is what we were fighting against with the computer, which was frustrating. Players right now don't have that kind of recovery, so it's not as punishing, I feel like, as what we all subject ourselves to with the very hard CPU, because people aren't recovering as well. So if you get this character off stage, you do stand a chance, versus in the CPU battle, it was a real struggle to send them all the way down, either to a blast zone or off stage or far enough away. It's a light character, even though he's big. So you can, if once you get him kind of above 100, it's very possible to kill fairly easily. And his moves are powerful and can rack up some damage combos quickly, but most of those moves come with a significant end move lag that leaves you wide open if you miss and or hit a sour spot or not quite full connect or something like that. So he's definitely like open for being countered in certain ways.
Leah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Crawler. I don't think that he needs a nerf right now. And I say right now because, like you said, we haven't really seen a lot of, I guess, top level players who are really good with him, or even the I'll say kids because I'm older. Even the kids who are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to know life Sephiroth and get really, really good with him and figure out like frame data and things like that. Like that, once that kind of comes out, maybe we can have the conversation again. But as he stands right now, he's very exploitable. He kind of feels like Min a little bit, where if you're spacing your opponent out correctly, you can really do some damage. Up close, he has his jab, he has the down tilt, he has neutral air, but otherwise, like, I mean, you can hit with the forward air and things like that, but it won't do as much damage. It doesn't really push your opponent back to reset neutral. I think as he is right now, I would say maybe he's high tier, but he's not in need of a nerf.
The thing I found with him is, like, you just got to make sure you're careful with how you recover. I mean, it's true with any character, right? But like, it was like you could pick up real quick. Like if I jump from ledge, his like up smash is like, oh, I can't even land safe. There's nowhere I can land safely. I gotta cape stall with Mario, before I come down and hit the ground, because like there was just no safe place to do it. But as Mario, as a shorter character, like you probably noticed this he would whiff so many shots above my head, right? Where it was just like, well, now I'm going to just run in and deal some damage, because he's fairly decent combo food at the same time. And so, yeah. And so here's what's interesting. During the presentation, they showed a bunch of characters reflecting those the purple balls back at him after he connected with them. Mm-hmm. Mario's cape doesn't reflect them back.
Really?
You tried it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no, but so that I understand, because they're already around you, and cape has to be in front, and those usually attack you from, because they're circling your body, and then once they attack, they usually come at you from the back, I think.
So they just spin. So I was trying to hit them with the cape once they got in front, like playing like T-ball or something, but they wouldn't move. What I can do is I can reflect the entire shot back, and then he ends up with the purple balls around him.
Oh, that's good to know.
Which was crazy, because like you can't even see that thing, right? So the timing of it is a little bit wild.
I do like that Game & Watch can fill up his bucket with one shot if you do the bucket catch.
Like if
with
it's
those.
if it's charged or just with the single.
Just with those, it I think the 3 individually in the video that they were showing the Fox Reflect and all that stuff. Game and Watch filled up his bucket all the way when he had 3 circling him.
Oh, when they're okay, got you. I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, and
Sephiroth's
then,
charge side B.
yeah, and then you've got Villager, just pocketing them as they're like pickpocketing him from other characters.
Yep.
Which I thought was hilarious. Like,
Yeah, Villager can put anything in his pocket.
yeah, can't he take somebody's like? I think I've seen him take Ness's like.
Probably the PK. I don't know if you can pocket PK Fire, but you could definitely probably the PK Energy, the lightning.
Yeah,
one,
the lightning. I've seen him pocket it and just watch Ness fall to his death.
Can you pocket like a Pikachu and Pichu, like just the basic ground energy bolt? I bet you could.
The thunder shock or whatever.
Yeah,
I believe you can. Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's any projectile he can pocket.
That's crazy.
That's wild. It's wild. So I mean, the one thing with this sword, the sword is so long. And Leo, you mentioned like Min Min, and that's kind of who I thought of too at first. I was like, the character that this kind of reminds me of is Min Min, because I mean, we got somebody in the community that plays as Min Min recently, so I've been able to play that matchup a little more often, and it's like, it's a lot of just waiting for that attack, jumping over it, and they just sit there, right? They're pretty easy to punish, and Sephiroth is very similar as far as the, like, if they miss, they're in trouble, and that's what I found. The majority of my matches were mostly just waiting for them to miss something big, but when they connected, it was like fighting like fast Ganondorf, like they sometimes he hits like a truck, so you gotta watch out. Platforms, we're watching, if you guys are just listening to the audio, but we're watching a match against Bowser right now.
And that sword was just sweet spot, pretty much. It's like just past midpoint of the katana or whatever it is the sweet spot where it does the most damage.
And it, like, there's a few times that I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get back to the stage with after they've set me up into the air or whatever. I'm like, okay, this is something to figure out. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was still very doable. And
you don't want to attack Sephiroth from directly above, though.
Doesn't seem like, no. It's a lot of. I mean, I utilized my fireballs quite a bit, but he's also got some of that super armor on a few moves that I was like, I would, the fireball would just get eaten up, and then I would still take that damage.
So I want to be sure. I think the super. I mean, I watched the direct just once, but I believe super armor is just when he's in angel mode. Is that correct? When he's got when he grows his wing.
Oh, that could be.
I only watched it once, also, so I'm not positive. But I know that it's on down smash is the super armor. I just don't know if it's only when he's one winged.
Yeah, and I think it's, if I remember correctly, one wing comes out at 80% on even stocks and 30% if you're down stock.
Yep.
And you get an extra jump, so you get 3 jumps, and then
you're a little bit stronger, like you do more.
A little
damage.
bit stronger, and then super armor.
And I think you're a little faster.
Could be, yeah.
So we had some interesting viewer battles today I want to tell you guys about. I had something happen that I've never seen happen before. I lost my mind. I will have clips of it all over my socials, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere tomorrow. But the person on the screen right now, Kyle, is also a Mario main. And we have some pretty intense matches when we do our dittos. We both fared at the exact same time as he was coming back to stage. And I thought I landed on the stage. The game kind of did something a little bit weird. It it was almost trying to figure out like what's going on. We both spiked each other at the exact same time.
Whoa.
And went to sudden death. Like, how many times have you seen sudden death in in competitive play? Like, it doesn't happen all that much.
So if that were to have happened at Genesis, they would have reset you back at. They would have ended the match. It wouldn't have mattered who won sudden death, and they would have reset. I think with a 1 stock, if I remember the rules correctly.
Gotcha. I think you're right.
Because 300 sudden death is just.
I killed him with a forward tilt.
Yeah, it's who gets lucky.
So, but I mean, I jumped out of my chair. I was just like, what is happening right now? Like, this is crazy. Like, did not expect to see that. I think I remember one other time where I've seen something crazy like that, you know, where it was like sudden death in one of these matches, and it's super rare. It's super rare. So, but Leo, what have you been doing in Smash these days? Like, I know you've been playing in our tournaments, and you're kind of taking things to another level, right? Trying to get into the is it PR, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Boy, I've had a long journey since the last time I was on the Smash Bros. Cast. I've done a lot of online tournaments even before COVID, where it was necessary. I was kind of a Wi-Fi warrior just because of my schedule and things like that. But I've done a lot of Wi-Fi tournaments. I did this thing that was like a Pokemon League, but for Smash Bros. So like it was like a bunch of streamers, and they'd have like, if you do a best of 3 or a best of 5 set, if you beat them, you get a badge, and you can challenge all the gym leaders in order and go to Elite Four. So I did that for experience. I'm a part of a Smash crew, and I've just been doing a lot of my online PR, I guess, like verified tournaments. So I guess there's only a certain amount of tournaments that are counted towards like getting on the PR or power rankings for your region, for Wi-Fi. Like, it's like kind of region locked. And I've made it a goal of mine to get ranked on the PR. So I've been doing a lot of tournaments recently. Varying results, but I've been learning a lot, and I feel like I've been getting a lot better than even I was. So it's been a great experience.
That's very cool to hear. Very, very cool. It like give us a little more detail about it. Like, what have some of the matches been like? Like, what have some of the growing pains been like? Like, what's the journey been like? Like, and the reason I ask is for myself right now. I feel like I'm evolving as a player to that point to where, like, I'm spending far more time watching my opponent and looking for areas to exploit versus just jumping in willy-nilly, right? And so sure. I'm curious to what happens after that. Like, what's the next step of the evolution? So, like, what have some of these what's it been like?
Yeah, I can say that a lot of where I started to kind of realize what I was doing happened in just joining random Smash streamers, like arenas, and kind of testing my skill against that. And then once I joined the one Smash crew that I had been a part of, I had the opportunity to play against I guess matchups I hadn't really experienced too much, and then like me, Brawler, and Sword Fighter, and Gunner. And besides that, just I would classify it as higher level play, but from people who would play Wi-Fi, because there's a lot of people that hate Wi-Fi. I'll just say it like that. They don't like playing on Wi-Fi, and me being a zoner, you get a lot of that hate. Even still, you get a lot of that hate for the play style, for the camping, for the just downright zoning, I guess. So it's been interesting to, I guess, have a strong will and mindset, and kind of just let it roll off your back a little bit. Because
I was gonna say, at least you're not a Sonic, but you are Sonic Pocket.
Here's how I describe my Sonic. He's like a piece of candy in the deep part of your pocket, right? Like you were wondering, like you went to dinner the other night and you had the candy in your pocket, and you're wondering if that candy is still there. And you reach deep into your pocket, and as you pull the candy out, you have a little bit of pocket lint in there. That's what my Sonic is like. He's very old and linty. I really haven't focused too much on my Sonic. Ironically, in the tournament, when you guys are like, "Hey, I know he has that pocket Sonic. You think he's gonna bring it out?" I thought about it. I thought about bringing out the Sonic, but I've put in so much time and work into my Toon Link. I don't feel anywhere confident enough to bring out any other character besides my Toon Link. But just to kind of finish answering the question a little bit, growth started happening for me when I started really, like, there's a point where you realize, okay, I'm rolling too much. I'm spot dodging here in a pattern. I'm doing this stuff in a very, very readable pattern. Like even something as simple for me as when I have my bomb, and it's the simple bomb, boomerang, arrow, bomb, boomerang, arrow. But it's just like that. It's bomb, boomerang, arrow, bomb, boomerang, arrow. Kind of like, you can hear my snaps a little.
To the beat.
Like that, to the beat, right? Very, very easy for someone to figure out. Whereas if I go bomb, boomerang, arrow, bomb, boomerang, arrow, kind of offbeat or whatever, even that, something like that will throw an opponent off. So doing something like something, Josh, that I noticed you do with Mario, which is great because it throws people off, is stalling with cape on ledge and then coming up and back airing and hitting the opponent. That works, but if people know that you're going to do it, then it works less and less. So it's something like that. It's
just watch one of our fights.
Yeah, it's seeing the stuff like that you're doing, and actively taking yourself under the microscope and going, okay, this is where I messed up here, and this is where I need to improve. And don't get me wrong, I'm by no means a top player. I haven't reached top player status, but I have been noticing that I've been doing a lot better. I've been able to understand a lot of what's going on the screen a lot more, because sometimes you're able to look at something and you're like, okay, I think he forward smashed here. And it really goes back to what Peon told you a long, long time ago. Why did you die? How did you die? Why did I kill you?
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, learning that and how to diagnose that is how you're able to have a closer game, a closer set, have that, I guess, clutch factor. You're able to make an adjustment on yourself. You could do it mid-game. It's like going into halftime in football and making adjustments. It's the same thing. Like, you're able to have mix-ups and not be so predictable. So it's been fun, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon, even with people telling me that I'm campy and not entertaining to watch. Yes, I have been told that.
Oh, that's no fun. That's no fun.
Yeah,
that's just somebody being salty. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
For 100%. I've told this to a lot of different just people that have come into my stream that are a part of my little community. It's really all in the mental aspect. So if you go in apologizing for how you're playing, like, oh, I'm sorry I'm playing lame, or I'm sorry I'm doing this, or you try to appease someone like, okay, I'm not going to camp because I know they hate camping. Hey, if you're trying to get a win, especially if you're in tournament, it doesn't matter if it's a local tournament that's for just notoriety or if it's for money. If you want to win, if you want to get better, play the way that you know is going to work, and let them try to figure out how to beat it. If they lose because you're playing quote unquote lame, then I guess they're lame because they don't know how to beat the lame playstyle. So it's one of those things where I've definitely grown thicker skin, especially because of the toxicity of the Smash community.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a secret that Toon
No.
Link is a zoner. I mean,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you get in and mix it up with your boomerang fair when you need to for the kill, and he's got a strong throw, and you know that, and you take advantage of it. But you're not gonna put Smash is a game of advantage and disadvantage.
Exactly.
And you would put yourself at a disadvantage if you were to get in close too early. And
Exactly.
part of that character's playstyle is rack the damage up at a distance with zoning. And if you don't know how to get in there or don't know how to do it, then yeah, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage by not knowing how to combat a zoner.
Exactly.
So
and
you're just playing the playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's how my character is built, and regardless of if you think that it's lame or whatever, that's how it is. But I can tell you this much: it really has been, it's been an experience in going out there, putting myself out there, in terms of competing in different random Smash tournaments and things like that. And it also brings an appreciation for communities like this Smash community, and also like BTMs and the little community that I'm trying to build too, all in conjunction together. Of course, I have some of my viewers in here as well. But it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I may be salty that I lost, but hey, you're good, and I want to play you more because I want to learn how to do something about this, as opposed to the typical toxicity that a lot of people experience. So it definitely brought an appreciation for the communities that I'm a part of.
Well, and even that mindset of like, oh, you're boring, or oh, it's like all that person's doing is making an excuse for their lack of being able to counter it. That's really what it boils down to, right? Is they don't want to take responsibility for the fact that they just got beat, and that's not the mindset of somebody that's going to win. It just isn't. Like, you take responsibility, you continue to look at ways that you can improve, and you watch. I mean, you just look for ways to get in. Like, that's just the way it is. You don't just make excuses about it and be like, well, you shouldn't play this character. No, you should get good. Like, it's really exactly. at the end of the day, like, that's the answer. Like,
exactly.
I mean, whether it's because
how did I kill you?
Yeah. But like, I mean, if I lose a match, I'm like going over it in my head. What did I do? What did I do wrong? Right? Like, what could I have done different? What am I? And then sometimes I'll hit that rematch button in quick play, just so I can be like, okay, let's see if I can. And I've seen it happen against me where I just smoke somebody, and then I let my guard down because it's like, well, I can already see how this match is going to go. And then they start to learn. Right. And sometimes you end up having some really good matches in quick play.
And that's how you evolve in Smash, is instead of just analyzing at the end of the match, you're analyzing mid-match, and you're taking it stock by stock and making sure you don't repeat mistakes that you made, and you pull it back to even, and you grit your teeth and you pull it out.
Yeah, and one of the biggest compliments when we were doing viewer battles for me not too long ago, is Magic Mike was watching you and I play, and he was like, "This is entertainment right here, right? Because we're a chess match because we've been sparring for so long now." But he also said, he also said, "I look way more patient than I ever have." Right. And that's the stuff I've been working on. Like that's the fact that somebody else is seeing it. That's proof in the pudding for me. Right. And it's that continual thing during the match. Like, okay, what am I doing here? What am I? And like Leo was talking about how you make those adjustments on the fly. Like I'm watching the way my opponent, like, okay, wait a minute. Every time I throw a forward smash, like at distance, they do this move. Like I'm literally watching this move happen over and over again. Like, and I'm like, how can I exploit this? And then that's what ends up happening. And it's just those little things that, like, for the first time in my time with Smash, do I somewhat feel like Neo, where he's like, like
I know kung fu.
I know kung fu. You know what I mean? Where like, or like Spider-Man, where he watches the punch just go by him and then looks at it. I'm not saying I'm like it's some great skill level, but it's the growth, right? Where it's just like I'm watching my opponent, I'm seeing what they do, and I'm looking for the ways to exploit it. Where I struggle is like doing GSP, trying to get into Elite, and I'm 6 matches in and my heart rate is like 140, and I'm like, I should just stop. I should just stop, like, you know, but at the same time,
one more.
Yeah, one more. I'm having so much fun, you know?
Yep.
Well, and like the whole evolution as well goes back to, like, you remember when we first started trying to play off stage, like I mean, that evolution comes with just experience and comfort level and trial and error, and you can't be afraid to fail.
You know, if you want some real encouragement at how far you guys have come, go back and watch some old clips, because that really happened for me. I one of the last, before obviously the break in now, obviously Smash Bros. Cast is back, but one of the last tournaments I had screen recorded a couple of my matches. And I went back and watched it before this most recent tournament, and wow, it's crazy to see even the neutral interaction that I have now, that I didn't have before, and just advice that I had gotten like 2 weeks into Ultimate, just taking 2 years now almost to implement. So it really is for those of you listening who are wanting to get good immediately. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you're MKLeo and you're good, but sometimes you're someone who needs to work at their craft and put a lot of time and effort and focus into what you're doing. And even if it's a hobby, like Smash is a hobby for me, but even if it's a hobby, I enjoy doing it. So just make sure that you don't lose fun of playing and competing if competitive is what you're into, and know that losses are going to come aplenty. You may go 0-2 in tournaments for a long time, but the more experience you get, the better that you're going to get, as long as you have the right mindset about it. So
yeah, and just roll.
Yeah, just roll. Exclamation point advice.
Well, you know what happened today? Juninho, he was an old community member, has come. He shows up every time he's showing up more and more often again now that I started streaming Smash periodically, and he's a DK main, right? And
oh wow, you switched to DK?
Yeah, and so he carried me off stage and stage spiked me, and I was like, you know what? I know I can tech this, and he did it again, and I teched it, and I was like, that felt good.
Yeah, it does.
that felt real good.
It does.
I was like, hey, I did it. I did it. That I was happy with it, you know? And we had close matches. He took 2 stocks right away, and I took him back. Like it was down to the final F smash, you know, or the final smash attack. And so I'm personally having so much more fun with the game, and and it's interesting because I've started. I make a ton of TikToks with Mario Kart, right? And it's one of those things like we've been playing Mario Kart for so long that you could almost do some of those tracks blindfolded at this point, right? And it's just, but there's a ton of time invested, and you know where the shortcuts are, all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think Smash had that, even though like it's similar play time. I have a lifetime almost of Mario Kart, you know, where it's like a lot of that stuff carried over, where Smash is basically I'm 2.5 years into it, you know, depending on, I think that's about how long it's been out. And so it's like, there's still so much to do. And just the daily grind of GSP and, viewer battles, and then just playing with Crawler periodically, where we're just like, hey, you want to get a few matches? Yeah. And then that turns into like 10, you know, and they just go back and forth. Some nights he'll have a great night. Some nights I'll have a great night. Some nights we just kind of keep going back and forth. And
usually at the most it's 60-40. Like that's usually about it.
Right. Yeah. And they're usually always to the last stock. And then the matches that are lost are usually because of a misinput, you know? And so, I know for me right now, the biggest thing I'm working on is trying to, if I run towards an opponent and I hit grab, Mario turns around and I whiff, and I'm watching matches just go down the tubes because of these missed opportunities with these grabs. And so I'm trying to figure out if it's the controller snapping back, or if I've just created some bad habit that I'm trying to, you know, that I'm just trying to like, okay, this is not going to just go away on its own. So I have to be diligent with my inputs. And even today, like I was dash dancing after I took a stock, and I was like, why don't I do this more during gameplay? And all of a sudden I find my movement, like I'm moving around the stage so much better. And, you know, the other thing too, I've been putting out this commentary and asking for advice. Somebody commented on the videos. They're like, bro, you have such great, like you're usually throwing your back air to, you know, like push shield or whatever. It's like, just land and do nothing and get your grab. They're already expecting it. You see so many people shielding your attack. Just land and do nothing. And so I started doing that. Now my grab game is getting better, you know, like, and so it's been cool. Like, I mean, it's not my favorite thing to be like, hey, tell me how I can improve. But at the same time, it's like, this is how I'm going to improve the fastest. You know, it's like giving yourself infinite amount of coaches, and anybody that is a professional at anything has some kind of a coach, whether it's an actor, an athlete, you know, Tiger Woods has a golf coach. He could probably outplay his coach, but he still has a coach who is going to watch him. Is going to
second set of eyes.
Yep. And it's going to see the bad habits. It's going to see what's working and then possibly how to even improve on that. And so I'm just getting myself some free coaches. So appreciate you guys. But all right. Well, Leo, where can people find you?
Gosh, I'm always hanging out in the Discord. I'm Leo Veritas, but I also stream on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Leo Veritas. I also am doing 2 podcasts now. One with my wife that is called Talking Veritas. We're on all of the podcast platforms. And then Gathering of Bros that I do with my 2 friends. We're on hiatus right now, but hopefully be back soon.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Crawler, where can we find you?
Best spot to find me is hanging out in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. I know we're getting tons of people every day. I'm not sure if it's coming from TikTok, if it's coming from Smash, if it's coming from wherever, but you guys are all flooding in, and we're seeing lots of engagement there on Discord. So come hang out there, and we'll have to get some Smash matches in, and I know Josh has been streaming more, and there's been the round robin, so maybe we can get some dueling rooms going here sometime soon, and otherwise, you can find me weekly on Nintendo Powercast and talking next gen and current gen and Switch and all sorts of stuff. So come hang out there.
All the gens. There we go. Guys, you can find me everywhere at N64Josh. Remember, we do have the Smash League getting started, and it's not something that you're going to need to have a massive commitment to. Just like maybe twice a month is kind of what we're thinking. And the other thing is, this is for all skill levels. So if you're a complete newbie, jump in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord, go to the Smash server, and the pinned tweet is, or the pinned message is a sign up sheet. So just get signed up, and in January we're gonna really start working on this. So thanks so much for listening, guys. We will see you in the next episode. Bye now.